And I dream broken dreams. I make them come true.
That was a shit song for him.
What?
How dare you?
How dare
How
you? Spoken
dare
like
you.
a soon-to-be ex-champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another fantastic episode of Last Minute Kickout. Today, we are doing our WrestleMania 36 productions. No, that's the wrong word.
It might well be. It
Predictions.
might well be, actually.
Might very well, yeah.
It'd be more productive than what's happening right now.
We have a full card, according to WWE.com, which we know is wrong in certain places, and we will try to... We'll attest to the rumors as what may be happening in certain positions. However, Triple H has even come out on the fact and turned around and addressed the situation and said it will interfere with the story at hand. So they've obviously done something that's either going to happen, and we're recording this before SmackDown, before WrestleMania, because WrestleMania is obviously too big for one night and therefore must be done over 2 nights. But at least there's no pre-show.
I mean, we kind of wanted this.
Yep. After 7
yeah,
hours
but
of madness last year.
Not this way.
Uh-uh.
No way this way.
We wanted it, but not like this.
Not like this.
Can you imagine if the first night of WrestleMania counts as your free PPV for the year? So if you...
Yeah, that's just... Yeah, and then the second night of WrestleMania comes. Yeah, it's just all screwy.
Apparently, Vince doesn't like that
He hates it.
idea. That's why he fired the 2 higher ups this year, because he didn't like how giving away Mania for free is just ruined their bottom line. So it's like,
Kind of see his point in that, actually.
yeah, because it's not
you
given
just
the
get
same
people
kind of like
going,
numbers that they would normally do on regular pay-per-view. So
It's well known that people just watch Mania. For the people who aren't the massive wrestling fans, they do just go in for WrestleMania and then leave.
and then cancel it straight after.
Can you imagine if one of the Saudi Arabia shows was your free pay-per-view? Can you imagine?
Depending on when you start, it would be, wouldn't it?
It would have if people did
Anyway,
sign
It's
up
the
at that
sort of
time.
thing that they'd go, oh yeah, but we're already getting paid for that. So it
Anyway.
wouldn't matter.
These predictions are for the Last Minute Kickout Championship and who will be declared predictions champion going into, well, post WrestleMania. We are looking at doing a different PPV structure, which we'll define in another video. So
That
we
doesn't
will
say
talk
there
about
won't be other videos in between.
absolutely. However, let us start at somewhere in the card. Kabuki Warriors versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for the Women's Tag Team Championship. John, who do you have?
As much as I don't want Asuka and Kairi Sane to lose the belts at Mania and whatnot, I feel as though them having an angle going forward later in the year would probably be beneficial. So having them drop the titles during Mania season would probably get the ball rolling on that. So, I mean, who's the other teams? It's Nikki and
Nikki and Alexa. Bliss and Cross.
Bliss and Cross. Sorry, and it's just them. It's not a triple threat this time.
No, it's just
Why
Bliss
are
and
they
Cross.
not called Bliss Cross?
Well, they are. It's like, but they add something else on the at the end of it. It's like Bliss Cross something else. Something about jelly.
What have you
or
got,
something.
John?
I'm gonna go for Nick Bliss and Cross.
Cool.
Yeah.
Kev.
I'm going to go for Bliss and Cross for the sheer reason of they would like, and it's going to be early on, we want something to pop the audience, and a title change would be good, and it's the women's tag titles, I don't give a shit about it, so it's going to be Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, and who knows, it may then seek back into the whole Bliss Cross is Alexa taking advantage of Nikki's storyline. Maybe.
Possibly.
I'm going for Bliss and Cross solely for the reason that they're rebuilding Asuka to be a singles competitor again, and I think Kairi Sane's going to be leaving the company shortly post WrestleMania. because she has been approached by Japan.
There was rumblings of that, yeah.
Okay, so we've all gone for Bliss and Cross. Fantastic division there. Love it. Good for everybody.
We all have our own logical reasons for it.
Mm-hmm. Otis versus Ziggler. The story, the fairy tale you never knew you wanted. Kevin, who have you got?
I am going to play my Vince McMahon card in attack position and say that Ziggler wins.
John?
I really want to see a happy ending, so I'm going to go with Otis. I just want to see Otis get the win and get his happy ending because it's been a long time, this storyline. This story has been going on for months and there hasn't been any kind of like happy ending for Otis yet. So I feel still WrestleMania should be that happy ending for him.
I am going to go with Ziggler to win. And we'll find out between everything that's going on who it was. I believe it's going to break up Fire and Desire.
Well, it is. It's got to be...
Yeah.
What's it?
Wouldn't it be funny if they broke up Heavy Machinery? Because that's what Vince wants to do.
That's dead in the water then.
Mm-hmm.
Because Otis is not going to be big enough.
I must say, I do think Otis will get some measure of revenge afterwards.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I fully agree. But
Ziggler to win.
Just like the RKO, it came out of nowhere. Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley. I'm going with Aleister Black, and Bobby Lashley is getting his head kicked off his face.
I agree.
I also agree. One of these people has a push. The other is Bobby Lashley. So we're gonna go with that. Poor Bobby can't get
poor Bobby.
Any traction in anything he does in this company, no matter what.
He was at it again.
Damn thing that's always been there. They will never ever do. They won't give it Lashley versus Lesnar.
Well, he was at it again. He was wanting that match. Either
like
that or Drew McIntyre.
So like decades worth of bloody build for this thing. But never mind. Aleister Black kicks Bobby Lashley's head off. Black Mass. I also can't. Well, it's a pity actually we don't get to see an Aleister Black WrestleMania sized intro. Can you imagine how bloody bonkers that would be?
Oh, that'd be good. Hopefully with no creaking. Thingy.
Yeah.
No, it even creaks now on Raw. When there's nobody there. It's so bad. King Corbin versus the apparently raised from the dead Elias, who was mysteriously killed in a Lion King-esque way.
Yes.
The Mufasa of the WWE.
Indeed. John, who have you got and why?
I don't know.
It's a relatively easy one to predict.
I'm gonna say Baron Corbin. It's like
Baron Corbin's not in this match, John. It's King Corbin. Please announce him by his proper title.
Okay, that dickhead was gonna win the.
Should we be standing up for this? I mean,
he's like King Dickhead. He's gonna be winning the match. There you go. There's your answer.
Kevin.
His reward for the Reigns program is WrestleMania win, despite the fact that he tried to kill Elias. I think Elias is going to get a really. I think Elias is going to get a really big pop, or rather, he would have done if there was an audience. Yeah. So yeah, Corbin wins. It's a pity.
This match to me requires two things. It's really bad because if Elias is fine and medically cleared and able to wrestle, then I think he's going to win because Gronk and the other guy, Mojo, will interfere and fuck up King Corbin. However, if they change this storyline to benefit the fact that Reigns is now off because of the world going on, I think they're putting King Corbin into the main event slot to take his position as maybe a thing. But because we're going on based off this card, I think Elias is going to win. I've just put a really bad thought in John's head.
Yeah, you did. We're going to have bloody Baron Corbin and Roman Reigns all over again if that's the case.
I told you that was going to happen.
Can you imagine?
Kill me now.
Can you imagine how furious the WWE universe will be. Everybody watching, if like the end game for all of this ends up being Universal Champion Baron Corbin.
But think about it based on. It makes for a logical thing story-wise for Corbin to actually take that spot, in the fact that he'll go ahead and just can do a promo based on fighting Roman Reigns and like being the logical replacement.
I am the last man standing between
exactly.
myself and Roman Reigns.
Plus,
apart from that, I lost that match.
If he were to beat Goldberg, that's even more nuclear heat, and they could keep. But it really depends, because
one of those ones where it really benefits from, again, no crowd.
Well, yes.
Elias Corbin would have benefited from a crowd. Goldberg with Corbin going over. Oh my God! Could you imagine?
I think if Elias Corbin goes ahead, Elias is going to win. If it doesn't, I think Corbin's going to be in the main event, even though other people have been rumored to be there. But I think I'm going to put my money and say, because if this match will go ahead, Elias will win. So, Street Profits versus Austin Theory and Angel Garza for the Raw Tag Team Championship. Long-term booking at its finest.
All of 2 weeks build. This is just... although, granted, we've had the... What was it? There was one match for WrestleMania season, which was built on like a week's build. Or something like that, which was Kurt Angle versus Name Redacted at WrestleMania X7.
That was pretty much. Oh shit! We've got a match spare, and we've got two guys at the top level, and we haven't done anything with them. Fight!
Yeah, and they put on a really good match. But it's sadly it's not the case with Street Profits. Street Profits are fine. It's just who they're going up against. I'm gonna say Street Profits to retain. They've only just won them.
Okay. So it's the guys with the party cups versus the guys that keep appearing in the middle of your pay-per-view card and you're not quite sure why, but now they're a tag team. I'm gonna go with Street Profits on the basis of their first in the list. I'm gonna go with them.
I think that you don't think about this in the big picture kind of way. Think about how Zelina Vega would have with a stable of champions.
Oh God,
I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine with that. I like it.
Yeah, it'd be fine, but in a more constructive way, though. This is all over the place.
Maybe it doesn't help that Austin Theory's like not been on NXT that long and just been drafted up to the main roster. I think it would be absolutely a story that they can tell if they do get the titles. But I think you guys are right, and I think the Street Profits are going to win this based on the fact that yes, they've literally only just won them. But I think that this was going to be a match versus the AOP. Is what the original plans was going to be before someone got injured.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Moving on next to something else that is subject to change. Miz and Morrison versus The New Day versus the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Titles. However, this has turned into possibly Morrison versus a singular Uso in a ladder match.
Yeah, because Miz is ill, which triggered the Usos getting upset, which triggered Roman realizing, oh shit, leukemia, probably shouldn't be around this. How the fuck that works, I have no idea. The decision. This bumps the New Day off the card entirely.
Yep.
Which really fucking sucks.
So what we'll do is we'll do a prediction based on the tag match if it happens, and we'll do a prediction for Morrison versus an Uso.
Okay. Morrison versus an Uso. An Uso. Morrison.
And in the tag team version?
In the tag team, if this all happens, Miz and Morrison.
Hey, hey.
Sorry,
Ho,
Big
ho.
E. Your inability to win at WrestleMania continues. Like your inability to get any elimination in the Royal Rumble. Big E is
Agreed.
officially the worst member of the New Day, and hopefully that will actually go into something later down the line.
Right, I'm going to go with Miz and Morrison to win the tag belts and Morrison to win the ladder match. Okay, John?
And I would have to agree with all of that.
Well,
yeah,
there's-
Miz and Morrison. Yeah, there's no real kind
Okay.
of like difficulty making the choice on this.
Moving on to possibly what could be the greatest match on the card.
Give it 30 minutes at least.
Sami Zayn versus Daniel Bryan for the Intercontinental Championship. John, who have you got and why? Oh, it's hard.
It is hard because I like both of these guys. They are really good. And although Zayn, it's been a while since he's had like a high caliber match. But really, with all the stories that's going by, I think Zayn's got to retain. If not by like regular kind of like prowess and being able to get one up from Daniel Bryan, shenanigans.
I think if the ref evicts all three of the guys from ringside, I think this match could have a chance to be super stellar and possibly steal the thunder from a lot of guys. However, I'm going to say Sami Zayn to win because I remember what happened the last time Daniel Bryan got an IC title belt, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to say Zayn to retain.
I can understand your remorse on that.
Sami Zayn defeats Daniel Bryan via Brainbuster! And then, because Bryan's head, that allows him to go away for a bit, and then you've got Zayn and Gulak.
Yeah.
Gulak steps up and says, "How dare you! You knew he was, he had issues with that, and you do this dangerous move." And then Zayn's, "Oh," for the next 3 months, as opposed to the previous 26. But yeah, Zayn to win in a massive upset, but giving a match of the night caliber performance.
Possibly.
Okay. So Zayn to win, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins versus the hero of the people, Kevin Owens. I'm going with Kevin Owens simply for the fact that we know that Rollins is possibly taking a break after Mania.
He is, supposedly, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going with Owens because hopefully this mid-card level feud will lead into something for Owens because I don't know where he goes from here other than challenging for the belt. And Owens versus McIntyre has the possibility to be good booking if it's done right.
Possibly.
I cannot see that being done right, but there we go. Because there's two options from that, which is
Owens loses that match because they'll leave the belt on McIntyre for they'll do a Summer of Punk with McIntyre and they'll leave the belt on him for a very long time. I think that's the booking.
That would be nice.
It would be nice.
Okay, so when does Kevin Nash come in to defeat Drew McIntyre?
SummerSlam.
Okay,
Come on.
that's good to know. Right, that's his prediction locked for SummerSlam. Just like you know, that's Pete's one locked.
You'll look real fucking stupid if Kevin Nash comes in.
Yeah. We'll all look really fucking disappointed. Is what will happen if Kevin Nash comes there. For me, yeah, Owens again. Rollins
I was gonna say Owens as well.
Okay. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's Champion. Kevin, who have you got and why?
Charlotte Flair. My reason, Charlotte Flair.
John?
Whoa! Whoa!
It's real dumb because if they give the belt to Charlotte, they're doing it particularly to get extra star power and NXT to try and boost the.
You know it to be that.
Are you suggesting WWE may be transparent in their actions?
However,
how dare you?
However, it would not make her the two-time women's champion, so it's not history being made.
No, but it'll be making her.
It would be history being made in the fact that she's the first one to have gone elsewhere, gone back, and won a title.
Yeah, she'll be like a multi-time women's Grand Slam champion. Actually, no, she's not a women's Grand Slam champion.
She doesn't won the tag titles yet. Nope.
Don't tell them that, for God's sake.
In the fact of being different, I'm going with Rhea Ripley because I feel like Rhea dropping the belt is not what's best for business.
Whoa!
So, okay. Into what could be a very disappointing match, and I think is only being set up for one reason. Bayley versus Sasha versus Lacey versus Tamina versus Naomi for the SmackDown Women's Championship. John, who have you got?
Oh, this is confusing. I'm just gonna think that to make a big surprise, Sasha gets the surprise submission off of someone else when Bayley tries to get the pin on another person. So Sasha will win the belt, and then they will have a feud going for the belt.
Kev?
I thought both of you were just gonna take your drinks and just spit it out there for a second. It's like...
I only do that if I marry Stephanie McMahon. There's, for me, I'm going to say, I was going to go with the it's Sasha Banks and what have you. I like the fact that you said it's almost like by surprise she gets it. I like the idea of there being that doubt. About Sasha and Bayley, but for once Sasha's actually honest about it, but still costs Bayley the title, and then feels bad. I don't think you split those two up. I think actually now I don't think you do. So I'm gonna go with the surprise choice of as long as she's still in the bloody thing, because that's all been changed. This has all been changing around. I'm gonna say Naomi wins.
Makes sense.
But due to boss and hug, misdirection, miscommunication, and then both are sad, and Bayley's angry, and Sasha's very, very, very sad because Bayley's angry.
I'm going with Bayley to retain, and it sets up Bayley versus Sasha because I think it'll be down to the two of them versus the world until the end, and then Bayley turns on Sasha to show that she's the bigger heel and that she's the boss now. And then it leads into Bayley versus Sasha on the main card with Sasha as a babyface.
I would be happy with any of those three scenarios, actually.
Yeah,
I really would.
It's good that we all have three different scenarios for this match, so it's anyone's game on this one.
The entire
And then we'll be totally screwed when Tamina wins.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
She's not had the belt. She's a long-serving employee, and you know WWE does like to give long-serving employees at least one big belt run, for the most part. Yeah, so
Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler for the Raw Women's Championship. Kevin.
Oh fuck. So. Unfortunately, Pete reminded me that Rollins is going away, and that means Becky's going away too.
It's been a good year, man.
It's been a good year. Oh.
Come on.
Right. Fuck it. I'm going to go with what I initially thought, which is that I take back my Vince McMahon card, play it once again, without you noticing that I palmed it back off the table, and I say that Becky Lynch wins, but then probably loses at the Raw after Mania. I'm going to say Becky Lynch wins.
John?
No, I think it would have to be Shayna Baszler here, because you can't have her so dominant at Elimination Chamber only to get, fall at the last hurdle at WrestleMania itself.
You mean like Bray Wyatt?
You mean like Oscar?
Bray Wyatt didn't dominate in the Elimination Chamber the year he won the title. And that was for the title, by the way. That was completely different. Not for the opportunity to get the title.
Story of undefeated streak. She's going to get the title at
And then shut up. I think they would obviously learn from their mistakes. But of course, this is WWE we're talking about.
Hang on. Whoa. Excuse me there.
Oh, here we go. Here comes the spit take. Oh, we actually got the camera. Who are you going with, John?
Shayna, obviously. It's like...
I like how in both of your two scenarios, you haven't planned for a Ronda Rousey return.
Not with this going on.
Yeah. It's like, how can we with everything that's been happening?
I go with Shayna to win.
With Ronda interference.
And then she just finishes the job and just eats the rest of Becky Lynch's head.
Live cannibalism on WWE television.
That's it.
They've tried everything else.
On to the match that everybody is probably going to be watching and most hyped for. Edge versus Randy Orton in a last man standing match.
Ooh.
Edge to win, it's obvious.
Yeah. It's like you can't have the man return after so many years off the shelf on the shelf for him to just simply lose in his first match.
The only other way I could see this happening is to be a double loss. Like Edge wins or it's a double loss. It's the only way it could play out.
A double count out.
Double count.
Or count down even.
Edge does his Mick Foley match type spot, but it just takes both of them out.
Yep.
And this is actually quite worked out. Again, this is one of those ones that's actually worked out quite well for WWE, because as a result, they have a lot more control over this one, and they're able to protect Edge a lot more. What could be a very dangerous match. So, I'm expecting ridiculousness at one point, which Edge shouldn't possibly do, but they're actually able to do because of the
sly camera tricks to make it look like there's an RKO that happens off the moon.
Now you're going into RPG special moves being performed levels of editing here.
If Xavier Woods was in this Mania,
he would have been all the video game references.
That would be so fucking funny.
Just Meteora coming out from the sky.
Who have you guys got for this?
Edge. I'm saying Edge.
We also
okay.
Edge.
John Cena versus the Fiend Bray Wyatt in whatever the fuck a Firefly Funhouse match is.
The winner of the match is Rambling Rabbit. We've been building up to this story for a very long time. He's been pushed down. He's been punished by the authority that is Bray Wyatt inside the Funhouse. It's time for him to break out. He's the breakout character of the Firefly Funhouse. Let's be honest. Rambling Rabbit for the win over John Cena.
Well, he has died several times, so I only feel it's only good for that to happen.
Somebody else who's died many times and had a fantastic WrestleMania streak. I think you'll find that's the Undertaker. Your new Undertaker, ladies and gentlemen, is Rambling Rabbit.
Who have you got?
Oh, you want me to actually imagine the actual match now?
I want
something that would be fun.
I want you to either tell me that Bray Wyatt gets his win back versus John Cena, or John Cena buries the Fiend. That's what I want you to tell me.
I'm going to say that John Cena gets his absolute arse handed to him by the Fiend. I'm going with your thing from a couple of episodes ago. John Cena gets his ass handed in by The Fiend, but John Cena beats Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I could see that happening. But who's your eventual winner?
Your eventual... No, I think John Cena wins. Cena got squashed last time, remember? Cena needs a win back because he's this fresh-faced youth.
John?
Yeah.
Nah, Bray. It's like Bray Wyatt needs to get his win back from... because it's always been the case that Bray Wyatt always tries to get his revenge back on the people who, did him wrong back when he was just regular Bray Wyatt.
But what if Cena's the one guy he can't and it starts slowly driving him even more mad?
Well, we've already had Goldberg break that whole mythology and whatnot. He needs to get some kind of like essence back of his aura of, being a, creepy ass thing. So, yeah, I'm saying Bray.
The logical thing is to say Bray Wyatt here.
But fine logic doesn't work in this world, don't you?
No, but it works on this podcast. Bray Wyatt to win. Moving on to an interesting match. AJ Styles versus possibly Biker Taker.
Heavily inferred based upon
he's going between kind of like gimmicks at the moment, Taker.
Yeah, I actually quite like this because he's been going between, as you say, he's been going between Deadman Taker, Biker Taker, and Mark Calloway.
Yeah,
I think really interesting that the Undertaker's,
I think Biker Taker entrance wise also works with what's going on. Yeah. Rather, because the spectacle of the Phenom works better with a live crowd. John, who have you got for this one?
I'm gonna say AJ. I feel he's gonna have, he's gonna put on one hell of a show around Taker and whatnot. And you're probably thinking, oh no, Taker needs to win. Like he's gonna say no.
Bearing in mind that this is what's classified as a boneyard match, which I think is being their current terms friendliness way of saying it's a buried alive match.
Yeah, so then AJ. Simple.
You think AJ is going to beat the Undertaker?
Yeah, if it's a gimmick match and whatnot, like Taker doesn't win many of his gimmick matches.
His own gimmick matches, we know this. Unless it's the casket match, he does crap.
Yeah. So, although granted, this gimmick was proposed by AJ himself, so it's questionable. But I still think I feel as though AJ should win this match after all the kind of like down. I can't really say burials by Taker because they're not really burials. They didn't really bury AJ in any shape or thing. No, they're just setting up the feuds.
So you're going AJ to win, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Kev.
One little thread running through Taker's storyline is you don't fuck with his family.
Remember the last person that tried to do that?
Last person that fucked with his family didn't end so well for him because you basically we went sort of gloves off Taker mode immediately, and yeah,
that was 18 years ago though.
Unrestricted Undertaker,
and he was Biker Taker then as well.
Unrestricted Undertaker, as in Undertaker that doesn't have to give a shit about the rules, is not a good thing for anybody. And after that promo, which I said was fantastic, and Taker's best promo in years, unsurprisingly, because it wasn't scripted. I'm going with Taker.
Yep, same, and I hope he sets a tiger on AJ. No, honestly, if AJ hadn't announced that he was going to be retiring soon and was a young up and comer, I could completely see him winning and like getting the rub as because the last person who did that was Reigns, and Reigns is getting pushed to the top. And the person before that is Brock, and that's done wonders for him being pushed to the top, being the monster. If AJ was going to be and get pushed for like the next 5 years, I could absolutely see it. But AJ's on the way out. He's got nothing to get, so he's going to be another notch on Undertaker's bedpost.
I think it'd be a good match, though. I do think it'd be a good match.
Goldberg versus Roman Reigns / to be determined. So this is still listed as Goldberg versus Reigns. It's odd because Reigns and Triple H have already come out and both said that Reigns is not going to be in the match. So we know it's to be determined. However, the biggest thing on the rumor mill is that Braun Strowman is taking his position. So,
independent wrestling's favorite son, ladies and gentlemen.
Because of we're going to license this one as Goldberg versus TBD. So the way we'll do this is that we'll just say TBD wins or Goldberg wins is how we'll do it. So that it leaves it variously open for if Braun or someone else can do it. You can tell it how you want in your own story way. Like mine would be Baron Corbin that I mentioned earlier on. So we'll keep it as TBD wins or Goldberg wins. John.
Because it's TBD, I'm going to say Goldberg.
Kev?
I'm going to say, as I do with any of these situations, when there's a swap out, the swappy in wins. Mm-hmm. So it's TBD via, potentially, Fiend interference. Thus setting up the Fiend versus whoever's TBD.
Right. I'm just going with TBD wins. I hope it's King Corbin. I really do, because I think while it would be nice for Braun to get some time with the belt, and it would show that the minute he gets that belt, he'll only lose it via shenanigans sooner rather than later. So I'm going with TBD. Finally, Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate, versus Broken Dreams Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
John, who do you have?
Do I really need to say?
Raven. Raven's going to win.
No, I have to go with my boy. Even though it would have been great for him to be in a packed arena with the crowd adulation of him winning and whatnot, it would have been much better. But
you're going for the British-born Drew McIntyre.
Isn't everyone like that? It was like that with Murray. It was like that with every bloody, it's like in snooker, in any sport, when a Scotsman comes in and does well in the sport and wins a championship for that within
the
that
true
sport,
reason
he's a great British.
The true reason why Scotland want their independence, everybody, they want their sports personalities to be Scottish rather than British. So you got McIntyre, yeah?
No, I've got McIntyre, but it's not for it's not for that stupid kind of like reason and whatnot. Obviously, the man's obviously has had a long time because he was, he didn't look like it when he first came into the company, but when he came back, he looks like a champion. And it's always been the case. And I'm surprised it hasn't been any sooner. It's been several years.
I'm going to go with my heart and say Drew.
I think I have to say Drew. There's every chance that Brock wins this match based on the fact that they don't want to crown Drew in front of an empty arena. However, that would do more damage than good than Drew just not winning the belt and sending Brock off to places unknown until he comes back to win it again off somebody else.
I can see Brock winning the belt back off of Drew before everything's lifted, and then Drew winning it back at like the first public pay-per-view again. I can see that happening.
The only way I could feasibly see Brock winning this is by double count out, so that it's a shit way to end Mania. But it's the only way that they can both look strong is that they take each other down to a position where neither man lose it, where both men lose and no one wins, because it's the only way that both of them can look strong enough. It's a shit way to end, but it would mean that Drew wouldn't get the belt. It means that Brock would keep it. They get back to an arena to do it and crown him properly. It's the only way I could see it happening, but I'm going with Drew to actually win, and I'm hoping they've got the cojones to actually pull it off, you know?
Who knows? Maybe somebody will turn heel and we'll have another Paul Heyman guy.
Maybe. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that has been LMKO predictions for WrestleMania. There may be some last minute changes on SmackDown. Who knows? But I hope you have as much fun. Remember to stay at home and wash your goddamn hands. I've been Pete. That's been Kevin and John. We'll see you post WrestleMania.